So hey, what is up guys, welcome back to another video, and in this video I'm going to cover up the topic why Docker is just pure magic and how to work with it. Let's go ahead and look at the topic. Docker has taken the world of software development and deployment by storm. So what you mean by this? Basically, Docker is like a containerized system. So to understand Docker, you have to understand what are containers, and before understanding containers, you have to understand what your machines are. So this is kind of simple, as you say. So let me just open up a new file, and I'm gonna just talk about this. So you know containers, right? You know. Yeah, so to understand containers, you have to understand virtual machines. And to understand virtual machine, just look at that. So you have like a host machine. It's your computer, okay? You wanna, let's say, install a new operating system, but let's say you wanna test that operating system. You don't wanna just go ahead and use that in your daily basis. So what you can do is, from your host machine, you can create virtual machines. Virtual machines are basically, so for example, you have, let's say you have like 1 gig, let's say you have like 8 GB RAM, and let's say 4 CPU. So these are your system resources. And you're gonna create, let's say, 2 virtual machines, and they're gonna have their own. So for example, this one have 2 GB RAM, 1 CPU. Same with this one, or maybe this one requires a little bit more power, so you give it 8 GB RAM and 2 CPU. This is something that you can do, and it's kind of like a magic, not exactly, and they can also have their own operating system. For example, this one have Ubuntu, and this one have, I don't know, Arch Linux, by the way. Okay, so you kind of have them, and then now you understand what virtual machines are. What are containers? So basically, if you want to create a virtual machine, you have like a virtualizer, or you call it, yeah, so that software, you have the software, let's say virtual box. So you have like a virtual box, which is application you can download to create virtual machines. So we can have virtual box right there. So with the virtual box is gonna take over all of your memories. So all of your resources is gonna have that whole thing, and it's gonna divide them into your virtual machines. What's with Docker? Docker works in a different way. Instead of creating another virtual machine, and these type of thing, Docker have only one virtual machine. So yeah, there is a virtual machine, but there's only one, and it have like a dynamic resource, so it doesn't have any resources by default, but you can assign more. Okay, and then if you want to create containers, what are containers first? It's just that this is already created VM. You don't have to duplicate the kernel or the keyboard. You don't have to duplicate or virtualize them. You already have it. So you already have a VM, and you just have the small container, which have their own hard disk or storage. They have their own storage, and they have their own operating system. That's all. These are containers. They are so lightweight and can run anywhere. So once you have understood what containers are, let's go ahead and look at how Docker actually works, or how to work with Docker. So we're gonna create a very simple we're gonna create a very simple Golang API. So I'm gonna go into my repositories. I'm gonna call it Golang API and go with that. Okay, and then here I'm gonna do a go mod init Golang API. Okay, right here. I'm gonna open this up in Tmux. So Golang API. So Golang API. Here we go. And now I'm gonna open up Vim. I'm gonna create that main.go file. And here we're gonna have a pretty simple font.print line thing. Print line. And we can run this program. Okay, it just prints out hello world, which is good. Okay, now we have to look how we create the API. So first thing we need is GorillaMux, which is my personal favorite library for creating APIs in Go. Now Go is kind of a very good language when it comes to DevOps. So it kind of have a lot of features for DevOps and cloud already built into it, but GorillaMux is built on top of the library, the default library. So we're gonna have that. Well, let's go ahead and create like a book struct. And so we're gonna have a okay, type book, and that's gonna be a struct. It's gonna have like an ID string, and obviously JSON is gonna be called ID. Okay, that is good. We're gonna have like a title of the book, and the title. We're gonna have an author, another string. So I'm not making it overcomplicated. Okay, and we have to create a route. So that should be mux.newRouter. And we have to do like an http.listen and serve colon 1000 and route. Let's go. It's saying that we cannot import GorillaMux, but just don't focus on that. We're also gonna have a global variable called books. We're gonna store books in the server like this. Go is kind of a unique language. I kind of love Go. It's not like Rust, but it's good. Like it's good. But let's also append something to box. The Go programming language, and actually we'll do it later on. We create a new router. We shall have a handle function. So so we're gonna have in handle function /, and let's run this. This is running, and now what we can do is we can do a curl that localhost 8000, and we get hello world back. Now obviously we can do everything with a curl, so let's go Postman. So we will need Postman to make API requests. So let me get this thing right over here. Okay, so here is Postman opened. Now it's kind of large enough. So now what we have to do is create like a add a book handler or get book handler. That's all I'm gonna make, because we are focusing on Docker and not a go length. So let's create a router handle func /books, and you're gonna have a get books handler, and we're gonna have the methods get. Okay, first thing we have to create that func get book handler. Now it's gonna take a context, which should be http context, wait, what, cdx, and it should be http request, not context. I'm just gonna get that, and we're gonna have a http response, right, done. And also let's go ahead and w.header. Actually, AI is good enough to give me this. We are writing this in the header and we're returning the books. That's it. Let's try this out. Let's run this again, and saying as function value and argument outer and function. Actually, let me see this thing. Okay, so we're having this function. Oh, methods again. Should not return anything. Yeah, it's okay. Let me just do a dot. See, it's saying cannot use get books handler, value of type function or as function. Oh, so this thing is I got it. This should be like this. So this was the problem occurring, and this is working right now. What we can do now in Postman is go ahead, enter a local host colon 8000. Let's make it a bit bigger so you can see, and send this a request. It should return hello world. Yeah, it returns. If I do a /books, it should return an empty array. Run this. Yeah, it's an empty array. Let's add a add book handler. Add book handler. Yeah, it's gonna have the same signature, and okay, AI is good enough to give me this thing. Okay, we're gonna have the same thing right here, router.handle function. So that should be dot. Wait, how do we add methods right there? Okay, handle func, and yeah, this is already there. How do we say that this is a post request? Wait, my intelligence is not working. Yeah, so let me get back to here. Dot methods get dot methods post. So now we can add books as well. This should be it, and then we can focus on Docker. We're gonna create a new here 1000. We're gonna create a post request, and in the body raw JSON we're gonna have an ID which is 1. We're gonna have the title, let's say learn and go, and then we're gonna have the author. So let's go ahead and run this program, and wait, that should be /books. And if we run this, we say cannot marshal number into go struct feedback of ID of type string. Okay, so ID is in string, So we can run this, and yeah, we get this one line go Nouman Rahman, and we get those books now, and yeah, we get this JSON back. And you might say, wait, this is JSON? What? So yeah, you have to fix it. Let me see. So we're returning this not books JSON colon equals to the JSON not Marshall, and books, we go, and error if error not no w.white books JSON. And same here, we're gonna have books append books, and we're gonna have that book JSON error colon slash JSON not Marshall book, and w.write book JSON, and if error is not no. Let's go. This should work as we expected, so let's run this thing and send requests. That is null. We create that, and it returns a JSON. We do this, yeah, so this thing works. Now we have to containerize it in a Docker container, so you have to learn how to do it. So let's close Postman, or not close because we're gonna test those things. Okay, so for creating that, you have to create a Docker file like this. Once you create a Docker file, you have to go ahead and import Golang into this. So basically, Docker file is like a file where you configure all the layers of your application. So once you have completed creating these layers, the machine will auto build itself. So we're gonna copy the main Go file. So we're gonna copy that main.go file to the vector, which is /app. This is kind of, if you're thinking, what is this? So it's like we're getting a base machine and building our Docker container on top of that base machine. So Alpine is a Linux distribution, and that also has Golang pre-installed. So then we can run go build -o API, or like app, I don't know, unknown structure, sorry, so that should be 1, and then we're gonna expose the port, which is 8000. Then we're gonna also run the command, so we're gonna run the command. Okay, so we're gonna run the command as /app. This is the executable we built. So this is good enough, and we can say docker build dot, enter your password, and it's gonna build a Docker image. You can also name this Docker image, so like you can name it like -t my Golang API. So this is gonna create the legacy build, so we're gonna build. Okay, so this is gonna build our Docker image. Now, what is an image? Image is like a prototype which is used to build your container. So let's wait until it makes the container, and then we can continue building our app. So let's see. Okay, so this actually says failed to add host, sandbox operation not supported. What the hell? So sudo system cd all restart docker and run this, saying fail to add a host. Again, I don't understand this thing. Fail to create endpoint epic nullity or not bridge. Fail to add a host. Web prepare interface operation not supported. Docker info. I don't know what's the problem. Recursion Corona. Failed to create endpoint recursion Corona on network bridge. Failed to add host. Let's kind of take this and open Firefox and look for the solution, right? So let's see what's problems happening. One failed to create endpoint with not Docker. Actually, you know what? When something is not running, the best way to do is uninstall it. Uninstall it and reinstall it. That's the best way. It just happens sometimes. Yeah, you know, it's Linux. Problem occurred, and you have to fix it. You have to spend hours fixing it, but sometimes not. So if you run this and it's still getting the same error, so let's actually search for this on Firefox. Okay. Failed to create endpoint. Docker build here failed to add host. This is kind of the same error I'm getting, so I'm gonna open this. I don't see any container with docker ps smd returns an active status. Docker file looks like this. Had the same error, system cd nor pruning OG did not do it for me, and ended up rebooting, which seems to have resolved the issue. So maybe we have to reboot my machine. So yeah, maybe I have to reboot my machine to solve this kind of error. So let me stop the recording. Okay, so I have rebooted the machine. So to start off where we left, so let's go ahead and make this a bigger, not this bigger. Okay, we're gonna go to, well, we're gonna open Tmux. We're gonna open up that Golang API. Let's go ahead. Yeah, so we left where we built our image, and an issue was happening. The go.mod file not found in the current directory. Wait, the command return go build. Oh, sorry. So I think the problem that occurred right there, basically it's not that hard problem. It's just we copied the main.go file, but we did not copy the go.mod file right there. And we can run this docker command again, and it's also going to copy that go.mod. Invalid version, must match format 1.23. Okay, no problem. Let's go ahead and instead of this we should use 21, which is the latest Golang version, just released yesterday or day before yesterday, I don't remember. So it's gonna get those file layers. Let's see It's gonna complete in a very few seconds, and we should be good to go. Yeah, sometimes those error happens. I don't know if it happens in Windows, but on Linux those thing happens, and sometimes the solution is just uninstall, install it, or okay. So we have to run a command, run go mod tidy, which will install everything found in our go.mod, which requires this. Okay, this is the ideal workflow when building a Docker image. Wait, this is my Vim window. Here is where I have to build. Okay, so we finally got to this point where we're building the actual application, and it's just gonna build and run that. That's so simple as it is. So you might see a little bit of lag in the video, and so I don't know what's happening. I don't know why is that happening. So okay. It's still loading the application. It might take, okay, it's there, and we're running. Successfully build it, and now we can do a Docker run --name my Golang API, and we can do a -d my Golang API -p 8080 or not 8000. So let me show you what this command actually is doing. So Docker run, simple, we're running a container, --name, we're giving our container a name, then we're specifying the image from which we want to build our container, then we're specifying the port that we want to expose. So this one is actually the port in the container, and this one is the port in our local machine. Let's run this command, and this -p you font in known. Maybe this is what we have to shift right here, -p 8000 on 8000. Okay, my Golang is already used by container, so we can do a Docker rm in this container right here. One, and we can run this container, and this is running. This container is actually running. And just to showcase, we can do another localhost, and that returns HTTP localhost 8000, that returns hello world. Now, even though we are not running my Go application, I'm not running my Go application anywhere. Like, I'm not. That is running inside the Docker container. So even if someone doesn't have Golang installed on their computer, they can run this command, and yeah, they're good to go. So this is the magic of Docker, and this video is end. This video is you can see watching. Bye. So bye guys, thanks for watching. Make sure and stay tuned for the next videos. Hit that subscribe and hit that like button. Bye bye.